What's up, guys? It's Eric. It's Adam. Got a little bit more trade chatter for you. I'm going to run through all the trades that have happened so far. We're going to talk about the winners, the losers of the trades. Mike Samuels, you fall under one of those two categories. But first, let's get to some of the trade chatter that I have heard a little bit. Let's start with Dustin. Dustin, he's letting everyone know that CJ Spiller, Miles Austin, I was going to say Austin Miles, I knew that wasn't correct, and David Wilson are all available for trade. He's looking for a wide receiver, a running back, or a tight end, basically anything non-quarterback, non-kicker. And because of this, Mike has offered Dwayne Bowe and Daryl Richardson for David Wilson. I don't know if Dustin rejected it. I know that he has not accepted it yet. I know that he's really trying to push Spiller in every trade possible. So I don't know if, Dustin, have you made any proposals, or are you just waiting for the deals to come in to you? Doug and Jared have actually been in talks involving Roddy White, Phil Rivers, and RG3. They say nothing is, imminent by any means, but they continue to plug forward. The deal would obviously have to include players other than just those three, but there is actual progress being made there, which is kind of shocking. So this is a little segue. We've had 10 trades that have been made this year. Every single one of the trades have included at least one of the top 4 guys in terms of the power ranking. So either myself, Durs, Mike Mostrom, or Scott. So the bottom 8 guys, no real wheelings and dealings. And if memory serves me correct, all of the trades that have been accepted have been proposed by the top 4 guys. So I might be wrong on that. I guess I don't know for sure who proposed every single trade. But again, guys, you got to be active. And just a small suggestion, you're not going to get a slam dunk on every single trade that you do. I know when I've been talking to a couple of guys, it sounds like basically if the one guy doesn't know 100% for sure that, this is an absolute slam dunk in his favor, he's not interested in dealing. Well, if it's going to be a slam dunk for you, that means that it's likely a bad deal for the other person. And I think that's why we haven't seen a whole lot of trades outside of the top 4 guys. I know a lot of you guys are new at this. 3 of the 4 guys that are involved in a ton of trades have done this before. But the other thing too, if you're updating your trade block, that's fine, but actually go and search out trades as well. Don't just sit there and be like, well, this guy's on the trading block, hit me up with some offers. Now I know that I did that a little bit last week too, but I didn't get any trade offers, so I went out and I made a trade happen. If you guys still have their trade block updated, but other than that, besides the trades that have already been accepted, and the Dustin and Mike dealings and Doug and Jared, that's really all that I've got there. So I do want to take a little bit of time and look back at all the trades that have been made. I'll give my winners, my losers. It's possible that both people benefited from the trade. And again, these are just my opinions. You don't have to agree with me. Don't get upset if I think that you lost a trade. If you don't agree with me, that's fine, Scott. Trade 13.01, we have Mike Mostrom receiving Giovanni Bernard, Alex Henry in exchange for Lamar Miller and Connor Barth. I'm going to focus on the 2 running backs here, Giovanni Bernard and Lamar Miller. Giovanni Bernard appears to be a superior player to Lamar Miller. Giovanni, a longer contract, and Mike was actually able to use Gio later to flip him for some more talent. So I'm going to call Mike a winner in this deal. I'm not sure that if it gets proposed again that Andy accepts it at this time. So, and that's one quick way of looking at who the winner and who the loser is. For some of these earlier trades, we've had some time to digest it. Think about, would the guys do that trade again if it happened today? I think Mike does it. I don't think Andy does it. 13.02, Scott receiving Matt Forte and Cam Newton. Doug receiving Colin Kaepernick and Alfred Morris. Colin Kaepernick received a little bit of a bump this past Thursday night, or last week Thursday. He had a pretty good game against the Rams. But other than that, Cam Newton has had a superior season to Kaepernick. Forte, far and away a superior season to Alfred Morris. And speaking of the whole Gio thing, we're going to talk about Matt Forte again here shortly as well. I think Scott definitely does this trade again. I don't think Doug does this trade. So I'm going to call Scott the winner of 13.02. 13.03, Scott receives Jimmy Graham and Ryan Broyles. And Eric receives Darren Sproles and Josh Gordon. Now I knew that Gordon was going to be suspended for a couple games, and Jimmy Graham has been lights out, fantastic, the clear tight end number one. So I definitely think that Scott does this trade again, and this might just be me trying to save a little bit of face, but I think I make this trade again as well. I needed a running back, Darren Sproles, top flight PPR running back. Josh Gordon, his first game out of the gate had 33 points or something like that. So, and I've got Gordon locked up for the next 5 years. Oh, and I just got an alert. Jimmy Graham wins Offensive Player of the Month. So that's what you call timing there, people. So Scott, I think he does the deal again, but I think I do the deal again as well. Got a running back. I got a guy who could be, a top 15, top 10 wide receiver for the next 5 years. 13.04. This is the first laugher. Mike Mostrom receives Isaac Redman and has the option to swap 2014 rookie draft picks. And Mike S. gets the immortal Jonathan Franklin. So Mike S. has one of the most terrible teams in the league right now. That draft pick is looking like it's for sure going to be in the lottery, has a very high probability of being number one. Maybe Mostrom took advantage of you because you don't understand the concept of a rookie draft, or at least you didn't at the time. But, yeah, you sending away, a top 3 pick, let's call it, in next year's rookie draft for a chance to have Jonathan Franklin, that and you gave Mike Mostrom a starting running back at the time. Now, granted, Redman has done absolutely nothing, but Franklin hasn't done a whole lot more